The day the skies split open with fire, I knew something ancient had awakened. Outpost Hadion 4 had always been quiet, too quiet for the edge of the galaxy. Human settlers avoided the volcanic mountains. Miners never went near the black caves. Explorers whispered superstitions about creatures older than history. But I, Kale Darrows, was the only human foolish enough to live alone in that wilderness. My cabin sat between basalt cliffs and lavender ash forests, dangerous, breathtaking, and silent. At least, until the night the stars trembled. A sonic boom tore the sky, and a burning shape crashed into the valley, shaking the world like the fist of a titan. Flames burst upward. Ash rained. Lightning cracked across the mountains. I grabbed my rifle and ran. What I found wasn't a meteor. It was a corpse. And not just any corpse. A dragon. A real one. Its obsidian scales glimmered like midnight armor, cracked and bleeding with molten gold. Its wings stretched the length of a warship. Its fangs were the size of my arm. My breath left me. The legends said the Virexian were the deadliest creatures in the galaxy, sentient dragons capable of bending gravity with their breath, feared by empires, worshipped by ancient civilizations. This one was dying. Its 4 eyes dimmed. Its tail twitched weakly. Its chest rose in trembling shudders. And then, I heard it.
A sound. Soft. Faint.
A chirp. I stepped closer and found them beneath the dragon's torn wing. 3 hatchlings. No bigger than house cats. Covered in soft black scales.
Trembling.
Crying. Motherless. Orphans. The adult dragon lifted its massive head, its dying breath shaking the air, and looked directly into my eyes. Not with fury. With pleading. It nudged the hatchlings gently toward me. Then its colossal body went still. Silence fell. I stood in shock as the heat faded from the creature's scales. Then the smallest hatchling crawled toward me, pressed its warm head into my palm, and chirped again. My life changed in that single moment. "All right," I whispered shakily, scooping them up. "Okay, I've got you." The dragon hatchlings nuzzled into my chest, and I made a promise I didn't understand yet. "I'll raise you. I'll protect you. I swear it." Years passed, and so did my peaceful life. Raising 1 dragon was insanity. Raising 3? Madness. Every day became a battle. They chewed through the cabin walls. They burned my tools. They cracked boulders just by sneezing. They shredded every piece of clothing I owned. They ate enough food to feed a platoon. They accidentally set half the forest on fire, twice. But gods, they loved me. They curled up on my lap like giant, scaly cats. They followed me everywhere I went. They nuzzled my hands when scared. They protected me when shadows moved in the woods. They grew fast, faster than I expected. By year 2, they were the size of horses. By year 5, they were larger than tanks. By year 7, they were nearly fully grown. 3 dragons bonded to the first creature they ever saw.
Me.
I named them. Astra, the fierce one. Raven, the quiet one. Naira, the smallest, the clever one. Together, we built a life. A strange, beautiful, impossible life. I didn't know then that the day was coming when everything I knew, everything I loved, would be tested, and that the dragons I raised would shake the galaxy. The day the Empire arrived. One morning, I spotted something wrong in the northern sky. Not clouds. Ships. Dozens of them. Black fleets with silver emblems. The war crest of the Zarkith Dominion, the most ruthless empire in the Outer Arm. My heart slammed in my chest. No, no, no. I ran to the clearing where Astra, Raven, and Naira were sunning themselves. Astra, Naira, Raven, get up now. The dragons perked their heads, sensing my panic instantly. Naira chirped. Astra snarled. Raven's wings tightened. The ships descended, cutting through clouds like blades. They surrounded my valley. Hundreds of soldiers marched out, armed with graviton rifles and shock lances. Their commander stepped forward, General Vorak, a cyborg giant with mechanical claws instead of hands. He looked at me like I was an insect. Human, he boomed. Step aside. My stomach twisted. What do you want? His visor reflected my terrified face. The hatchlings you stole. I flinched. I didn't steal anything. The Virection mother was ours. Our experiment. When she escaped, her offspring became classified weapons. Surrender them. My blood ran cold. They're not weapons, I said. They're family. Vorok's metal claws clinked. You defy the Dominion? A growl rumbled behind me. A deep, powerful growl. Astra stepped forward, wings opening like massive blades. Naira and Raven flanked her, growls low and threatening. Vorok's soldiers aimed their rifles. Stand down, I shouted. They won't hurt you. Vorok raised his claws. Kill the human. Capture the dragons. The world erupted. The battle for my life. Blaster fire tore through the valley. Trees exploded. Rocks shattered. Naira swooped down, grabbing me in her claws at the last second as a barrage of plasma struck the ground where I stood. Go. Fly. I yelled. She launched upward, Raven and Astra behind her. But Vorok aimed a graviton cannon at us. The blast hit. The sky ripped open. We plummeted, crashing into the forest. My ribs cracked. My vision blurred. My ears rang. Naira shrieked, licking my face anxiously. I'm okay. But I wasn't. And they knew it. Before I could stand, soldiers surrounded us, weapons trained on Naira. Don't, I gasped. They fired. Naira screamed, collapsing beside me, smoke rising from her scales. Rage exploded in my chest. Naira. Something inside me shattered. Something old. Something awakened. A psychic force surged from the dragons and slammed into me, memories, instincts, ancestral bonds. The Virection didn't just grow stronger with age. They bonded. And I was the one they bonded to. My eyes burned. My skin pulsed with heat. A connection locked into place between me and the dragons. Astra roared. Raven spread his wings. Naira's eyes glowed with fury despite her wound. My voice deepened, vibrating with power not my own. You hurt my family. Astra crouched. Raven inhaled. Naira rose shakily. And we fought together. The power they never expected. Astra burst forward, her gravity breath distorting the air, crushing soldiers beneath invisible weight. Raven unleashed dark plasma flames that incinerated weapons. Naira darted through the air, her speed breaking sound barriers, snapping armored necks like twigs. I moved with them, like I'd been fighting alongside dragons my whole life. I wasn't commanding them. We were one. Astra shielded me with her wing. Raven blasted a path ahead. Naira tackled a soldier about to shoot me from behind. Vorok snarled. Enough of this. He activated his exoframe, growing 3 times his size, claws glowing with antimatter. He charged. Astra roared, but Vorok slammed her aside. Raven lunged, but Vorok caught him by the throat and threw him like a rag doll. He raised his claw to crush Naira. My heart froze. No. The bond snapped fully into place. A pillar of light erupted from my chest, silver, black, and molten gold. It wrapped around the dragons, around me, fusing our energy. A psychic roar shook the entire valley. Vorok stumbled back. Impossible, impossible. Astra, Raven, and Naira lifted their heads. Their eyes glowed the same color as mine. We attacked as one. Astra's gravity breath pinned Vorok to the ground. Raven's flames melted his armor. Naira struck with a burst of energy that cracked his armor down the middle. I walked forward. Vorok reached toward me, trembling. Human, you don't understand. They will wipe out whole civilizations. They are monsters. No, I said quietly. They're my children. I drove my fist through his mechanical core. The explosion lit the sky like dawn. The Dominion troops fled instantly. The battle was over. The galaxy finally saw the truth. The next week, news spread beyond Hatchlings 4. A human had bonded with 3 Virection. A human had controlled them without fear. A human had defeated the Dominion's most feared general. The galaxy trembled. Governments sent envoys to negotiate. Scientists begged for samples. Armies either wanted to worship us or kill us. But the dragons stayed with me. Every night they curled around my cabin like living mountains, guarding me with wings large enough to blanket the valley. They nuzzled my hands, licked my face, and rumbled softly whenever I touched them. And Naira, sweet Naira, never left my side. Not after almost dying in my arms. One evening, as the twin suns set, Astra lowered her massive head beside me. Her voice echoed in my mind for the first time. Kale, we are yours. Always. Raven added softly. You saved us. Naira chirped and pressed her forehead against my chest. Father. My breath caught. Tears stung my eyes. I hugged her massive snout. You're not monsters, I whispered. You're my family. And the sky above us shimmered with the promise of a new age, an age where human and dragon walked together, rewriting the destiny of the stars.